2015, and space sims are back. Elite Dangerous, No Man's Sky, Star Citizen. 3 games, 3 galaxies, 3 fantastic reasons to get hyped for hopping into your starship and exploring the cosmos. At a casual glance, these 3 games do all kind of look the same though. There's spaceships, space combat, spacious cockpits, and, well, space itself, ready to be explored. Unsurprisingly, these similarities have led to lots of comparison and chat online over which is the superior game. But seeing as only Elite Dangerous has actually seen a full release to date, No Man's Sky and Star Citizen aren't due for space launch till later on in 2015 and 2016 respectively, it's way too early to tell. But now is the perfect time to investigate what it is that makes each game unique. The Galaxy. Each one has its own to explore, but the way in which they are made is perhaps the biggest difference between these games. The key is procedural generation. This is not random, rather a maths-based approach to building stuff. The game literally calculates what you see and encounter based on complicated algorithms. All 3 games actually use this approach, just to different degrees. There's a spectrum, if you like, of procedural generation. At one extreme, you find No Man's Sky. The entire game is procedurally generated, and as a result, it's enormous. In fact, to all intents and purposes, it may as well be infinite in size with its billions of unique explorable star systems. And it's not just space. In one seamless motion, you can go from cruising the cosmos to zipping along the planet's surface to then walking boots down on the ground. Everything you see, the land, the water, the wildlife, it's all generated by the powerful algorithms at the heart of the game. For more on exactly how this all works, check out my episode of Reality Check all about it. Next to that on the scale, we have Elite Dangerous, which is equally vast, essentially a life-size copy of our own Milky Way galaxy, with 400 billion explorable star systems. Again, this uses procedural generation for the most part, however it's combined with some handcrafted areas. And what about Star Citizen? Well, its galaxy is going to be significantly smaller. I think they're going for around 100 explorable systems. However, these are all handcrafted by the team, so they're taking a quality over quantity approach. A fair amount of what you can actually do is similar across all 3 games. You can explore space, hunt bounties, trade goods, be a pirate, and so on. Plus, all 3 have game worlds which react and change depending on the player's actions. However, Star Citizen distinguishes itself here with the inclusion of first-person shooting. That's right, as well as a space sim, it's a fully fledged FPS. This means you can board derelict ships, Star Trek away team style, and salvage things or just generally wreck up the place. No Man's Sky's gameplay has the addition of discovering stuff. Find a new planet, satisfy your inner space naturalist, and classify the creatures which call it home. It's also the only one of these 3 games which allows the player to land and walk around anywhere in the whole galaxy. Space can be lonely, so why not explore it with friends? Both Elite and Star Citizen allow you to do this in similar ways. In Elite, all players play within the same universe. However, when you approach an area, say a space station, the game generates multiple instances of this, so if thousands of people all decide to go to the same station at once, instead of being chock full of ships, there will maybe be just 30 or so people in your game. No Man's Sky, however, is taking a different approach. Details are still to come, but it appears to be adopting a rare encounter or journey-esque approach to multiplayer, just without the singing. Elite is incredibly scientifically accurate. Even the space stations rotate at the correct rate to generate the appropriate level of gravity through centripetal force. To find out more, there's actually a whole episode of Reality Check all about it, so go check that out. Star Citizen amps up the realism when it comes to ship control, modelling a physics engine, meaning the tiny thrusters actually rotate correctly as you manoeuvre your craft, which is pretty sweet. On top of that, you never actually leave your character, meaning you can walk around inside your ship. Also, the game has anti-gravity movement and fighting too. Finally, how can you actually play these games? Well, all 3 will be available, unsurprisingly, on PC, but No Man's Sky is confirmed as coming to PS4 as well, meaning it's the only one of the 3 to have a definite console release. All 3 will probably support VR in some shape or form. Elite and Star Citizen are already compatible with the technology, and No Man's Sky is very likely to support both Oculus Rift and Project Morpheus, and has teased as much in the past. So that's some of what sets these space sims apart in a nutshell. Do of course let me know if you think I've missed anything important by leaving a comment in the box below, or of course you can find me on Twitter.